Uh, so basically, I'm working on my backup rods for the most part. I just caught about a 1.5 pounder on this Lose speed stick combo. Still got the what do you call it, the scanning bar on it, UPC symbol. I keep drinking my pulse. So we're going to do some modifications to the boat this week, and we'll have a new motor. I'm going to put some rod holders on here that are horizontal, so instead of vertical. So right now we're just sort of trolling my beast behind us. Now, tomorrow I get some new hooks in, and they're Gamakatsu or I don't know some I don't know these, but anyway, really expensive and very good hooks. And I'm moving from a 2 to a 1/0 on the beast, and this is it's an expensive hook, but I've lost two monsters on this bait already. So I don't know. I think improving the hook would actually improve the catch. Land. The hookup ratio will be fine, but um, I think we're going to hopefully land more fish with a better hook on this. And my buddy and I, if you tuned in my last live, you'll hear us talking. We really do think there's a state record in this lake. So that would be awesome if I caught the state record, but it would be more awesome if he or I caught it on my bait. It would be really, really good. It'll be I mean, it's just flattering. Something to hang my hat on, I guess. He's a better fisherman than I am. But I did, I did paint some more of these whopper plopper poppers, but I think I put too big a hook on it. I'm going to have to put like a 12 on there or something, or a 10, because that hook is a little heavy for that popper. I have to wait for it to ascend up onto the water column before I can slowly retrieve it. Got some kids over there in the grandpa's boat. They're in no man's land over there. Unless they want to put, a bunch of perch. And kids just are happy to catch anything, I guess. So a little boy, Lincoln, that I gave one of those whopper plopper poppers to on Saturday, I think it was, Friday. I forget. One of those days. He caught two smallmouth bass with it, so very exciting. I mean, it's fun to catch smallies, let alone topwater. So very cool. The lake is really nice right now. It's been like this every time we come out, but then it gets windy about 10:30. So hopefully the wind will just stay off a little bit today. I would hope so, because I had to come in early. It was really, really rough. If you watch the steamboat video that I put on, and you'll hear the wind. I mean, it was crazy windy, crazy. Give it a couple pops every once in a while as we come over here. I got my big old jug of water. Do not have a catheter in. Drink all that, I'll need a catheter. Got to watch out for eagles when I throw the beast out. Uh, you guys can see it. Yeah, I think you guys might be able to see the bait behind me. I don't know. I'll try to lean back a little bit just in case we get a big blow up. Directly behind the boat, about 50 feet. I'm using the bait because it's a very effective bait, this 7.5 inch wake bait. Uh, but like I said, I think changing the hooks a little bit larger and make them a better hook. I've never had a problem with these hooks, but then again, I've never really targeted monster bass. Um, I mean, smaller bass, I can pull them in all day long, but these guys are really strong and they're very violent. They know how to shake out a hook. And so having a better hook, slight turn on it, and a better barb, I think we can land some monsters. Look at the lake, guys. I mean, it's just gorgeous out here. There's Mountain McLaughlin. Water's just a mirror. Water's just a mirror today. It's absolutely stunning. There's a couple really neat boats over there. Looks like they made them some wood canoes. I always wanted to make my own boat. There's some really cool Chesapeake something or other. They have full on kits that you can buy, and really cool thing to make your own boat. Looks like that's what those are, like Chesapeake kits. I always love when they say, "Oh, this take about 3 weeks." Oh, it's for a beginner, right? But to build my own, let's say, a dinghy or something like that, I think they went about 1,500 bucks for the kit, let alone all the accessories. They got all sorts of really cool patterns and designs. And they have workshops where they teach you how to, a bunch of you go and you build a boat, your own boat. Cool. See anything on the radar right now? We're about, I don't know, 50 yards from the grassy area. Yeah, those are beautiful boats. Look at these boats. Looks like they made them real pretty, aren't they? Real pretty boats. You have the pride of your own craftsmanship. That's neat. Very cool. I catch catching fish on my own baits, it's just very fun. Yeah, those are the Chesapeake. Those are kayaks, but they look like canoes from a distance. But they're sitting kayaks, and very neat. Now we're just trolling this over just for fun. Um, then we're going to break out the lures again. It felt really good when I pulled in that last bass, so we're going to throw it out there and we're going to see what we can get from it again. Yeah, work on the 2 pounders today. We get enough, then oh, here we go. We're coming into the vegetation. So, and we start where there's grass, there's bass, right? Guys? Let's look for a hit. Vegetation looks good here. It's green. It's tall. Good ambush. Throw out the losing set. Good. And bone. Hot water out. I hate having hook keepers down below the, the handle. Right there. Keep your tip low so you can load up on the. Stay in the jungle. It's a jungle right here. Let's see what we can do. Cast port. Pause here for a second. We're like right in the middle. All vegetation. Now, now, small little lake right there. Let's see. Good. Circling. Yep, there's something down. We're going to work the rim of the lily pad here with this. Somebody's neck and well, lost their net and their hat. Good little drop off over here. Right by the lily pad. I think I can use the top one. I do have some frog. This right here for a few minutes. You can't pull something out. Right to my left of can. There's a hard drop off on the rocks into this lily pad right here. So we're gonna try to work this line right here. See if we can come over onto the deep part. A little faster. See if we can make more noise. Hopefully we can keep them out of the weeds. Man, going left. Casting is accurate. Oh, it's hung up on itself. Farther. Now that you're off camera, or I'm off camera, that's where I'll get it. I'm gonna bring the boat even with this line. I'm gonna work that. You see it. You hear it. Where? Decent ones good as it gets. That's as good as it gets. I don't see any. Well, that's annoying. That's prime real estate right there. All right, let's go over here to the dock. Boy Scouts facility. That's what you're hearing. Uh, some weeds. Nope. Lubricate this real. Feels a little tight. Like I said, I'm not even sure if I've ever used it. Usually some 1-pounders around here. A lot of babies. In the docks. All right. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How about yourself?
I'm well.
Beautiful day.
It's perfect right now. Let's hope it doesn't get too windy. He's got an eddy line. Kayak. Those things are super light. Very nice kayak. Full morning, go for a kayak. Paddle out. Vegetation's had a nice little growth spurt this past week. It's great. More oxygen in the water. Habitat for the large trout. All these babies jumping out of me.
Catch anything?
1.5 pounder on the other side. He was fun. Not as many as I usually do. Oh, there we go. Oh, I lost him. Had one. If you have topwater baits, use those, guys. These bass love it.
I have two whopper ploppers.
Use them. Whopper ploppers work really good in this lake.
I have a chatterbait.
Chatterbaits are always really good. I usually use them in the spring, though, in this lake.
It's the shallow water.
Yeah, but you know what? With your whopper plopper, you could cast it over anything and pull them out, and they'll hit it.
I mean, these little guys like the shallow. I don't think they'll grab it though. They're not be too big. They're really small.
Yeah, these are babies you're seeing break surface. We had a real late spawn this year because the lake was frozen up until June. Bass weren't up. They were still hibernating. But break out your whopper plopper. I think you'll have a much better day of it.
I'll put it on. Should I put on like the bigger one?
Whatever you want. If you go small, you'll catch a fish for sure. You go big, you limit your catches. So sometimes I use small baits to start get a feeding frenzy, and then I'll throw my big one out. So that's what I love chatterbaits though. Nothing wrong with chatterbait. Try to go with a green pumpkin chatterbait, something like that. Don't use black and blue in this lake; it's too clear. So maybe a bleeding shad design, something white and red, would work really good. Yeah, that's a good color.
They didn't have green pumpkin at the Cabela time.
Oh, really? That's because everybody buys it. Where do you live?
I'm in Portland.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, not Portland.
Oh, Portland. I live in Klamath. Yeah, so I come here a lot. This is my local.
I do.
Awesome. I fish this lake full time. That's my retirement. Run your chatterbait shallow too. Don't let it sink because they're coming up to it. So try to run it 2 or 3 feet below surface. They'll hit it. I mean, that's a good color chatter for our lake. Yep.
I have a green and
Green works really good in my lake. You know, this that big old greenie, it's caught a lot of bass. Break out the beaks. but that's best. Okay, good. I always try to help other people catch fish. You'll do better with a whopper flopper than you will with that chatterbait. Wrong time of year for chatterbaits for the most part. Maybe in a few more weeks, maybe end of August, you can start using chatterbaits. Well, it's a little cooler. Coming up to that spot, I hooked that lunker the other week. Really hoping this is his home. That big root stock you see feeds, but that's the end of the beginning, I guess, of about a 100-foot tree. Sitting. Cast right over it. See, you can keep right out from under it. Man, I saw him. I don't know if it was definitely a personal best for me. Probably lake record. Ready to load up. Right in the right. Need to break another rod, but if I break it on the fish, I'm happy with it. Right at the end of that tree. That's how far out. Leave a beast and then we'll go something small. Pull him out. All right, running the line of the tree. Straight up. One thing about fish, they move a whole lot. Very transient. All right, let's try the loose. This is light line. And a lot of stuff, a lot of cover under. Come on. Perfect. Let's hope. This is running right up the whole length of the tree. Yeah. Hmm. Catch one or two. Not a usual day. That's all right. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful. And the fun of fishing too is not knowing. It really is the fun of fishing. It's not knowing when that hit's going to happen. I mean, literally on the edge of your seat all the time. You can catch a fish. You just don't know. Market. And yet, it is a very good rod. Good backbone. It's not a big noodle. That's a problem with ultralights typically. But Pissy Fun stopped making ultralights. And I broke the tip off the other day, and they don't have anything to replace it with. And they're a good company. They really are. They stand by their product. But they just don't have anything for me. So I told them they can send a torrent, which is less than half the price of what I paid for mine. You know, they have a catfish rod, but I don't catfish. I don't catfish. A bass fish. I have this new catfish rod with illuminated tips, little lights on. Take it, you need that for catfishing because you do that at night. So here's another. This is about dangerous though. Oh, there we got one. Little guy. This little guy. It's okay. He ain't gonna dive on me. His eyes are definitely bigger than his mouth, his stomach. Go grow up. Let's try this big tree. Go for something little bigger, a lot bigger. Try for something a lot bigger. But they can dive. You got to keep them way up on top because there's so many branches. This is not a trimmed tree. That's danger here. You lose a good bait. As soon as it hits, you got to surf them on top of this big old top of the water. A little bit of wakes. So this morning I did a review with footage for it, and footage is actually funny because they're about boots. And a company called Cow with K-A-L, K-A-L. And I'm wearing them. Fantastic boots, by the way. They're rubber with neoprene uppers. Um, Good water boot. I mean, just super comfortable. I mean, to be honest, I've been wearing them for 3 days. and my feet don't sweat in them. Just comfortable. How come I never bought rubber boots before? So anyway, I'll do the editing on that video tomorrow. Get that up. I really like these boots, and I don't. I mean, when companies send me stuff to review, they have to be ready to get a unflattering or not so flattering review. Just because they give it to me doesn't mean I'm going to give them a 5-star review. Many times I don't. Most times. So I, but this time these babies get 5 stars. I don't know how long they'll last. I don't even know how much they cost because they're really not for sale yet that I can find. But I'll put the links to their social media and their website on the review. But they're surprisingly comfortable, and I don't have stink, nor is it making my feet stink. Like moisture usually will do that. Big one on camera. Big one on camera. There is a tree. My buddy caught a 10 pounder. Runs parallel to the shore. Oh, just like I said, the west side over here has not produced a lot of fish, but the big ones are over here. Right between there. There we go. Oh, got stickers again for that boy. Dang it. Hmm. Oh, there we go. Lost him. Lost him. Little guy. He's smart enough. I'm gonna break open to the black and purple in a second. But oh, bone color red. Yeah. Black and purple. Same bait. Different color. Action and the knockers are fantastic. Let's see if we can pull this fish. With a different color. Sorry, guys, I'm just not catching them for you today, huh? One I caught was before I started taping. Murphy's Law. That pop up little. Even caught that baby. Oh, come on, let's get some poundage in here, huh? Get some poundage. Oh, here's that tree. Here's that tree. Here's that tree. Go for it parallel. Gotta make sure we do not let this beast dive on us. We get one. We can't get into the. Here's that tree. I don't know where my bass are today. Some of these spots are pretty darn good. Try a whopper plopper. Try a whopper plopper. Let's put it on the lose. I like the backbone on the lose a little better. In case we get a big one, set that hook and keep it in there. Ew. Actually, surf the lose. All right, so I'm gonna take you off, and we're gonna put a whopper flopper. Topwater is still the preferred method here. So I'm gonna put on a whopper flopper. There's my whopper flopper. Is that it? It's my finesse whopper flopper. Oh, that's fun. Jigs. Oh, maybe it's one of the other ones. I think it probably is. Mm. Not in here. Not in here. Let's see this. I had too many books. Oh, all right. I'm gonna go with a spook because I can't find the water pups that I want. Go with spook on this rod, which would be interesting. Seldom use spooks with fluoro, but you can go straight braid with the spook. This is a walking bait. Now you take these, they cast a mile, but they you got to work it, and then they sort of meander back and forth on the water as it splashes and walks. See, and it looks kind of like a dying fish. You got to walk. This one, small little jigs on this one, small little. Can't work it real hard, or else it won't walk right. Just, you guys can't see, huh? Just walk it, make it go back and right over that tree. Yeah, good bait. Bass on this the other day. But he was smart. He dove and he dislodged the bait with a tree. Really smart. You know, the old fish are smart. Just walk these baits. Don't make them go faster than you want. Some of them walk really fast. I have some really large ones. Spooks work really good for top water. Come on. It's a beautiful bait. I'm not saying that because I painted it, but it looks good. The green and the silver look really good. I have to work it to my right because I can't walk it when I'm not ambidextrous on walking the bait. And it sort of has a rhythm to it. And I think it's more in this particular bait and with this rod, this sort of has, more of a finger touch than it does a whole wrist. Now I've got a stiffer rod here with a larger walking bait, and it's more wrist than it is fingers. 70-degree water. It's cooling down a little bit. Still, we're in good top water action. Could try square bill. We'll give the spook a little bit of time, and then we'll try square bill. See if a shallow dive will get us a better result. We've lost about 2 degrees in the water for the last few days. Supposed to warm up this week though, so water will get back to 73 degrees. Love non-windy days. That's my heavy. Those kids again. soon as it hits the water, close the bail, set the lock on your bait caster. A lot of times, fish will get it on the drop. Problem about going with a square bill over here is snags. We're gonna try it. Try square bill. Squares. You're not gonna go with the swim bait, but it's a square bill. It's gonna dive. Dad. So that's what it's gonna look like, guys. So we're gonna do this. This will target a larger fish. Get in trouble. And you finally catch one. Snap. All right. Get a little further out from shore. Always work every cast. Now this baby swims really good. It's got a nice soft paddle tail to it. And this is purely a silver. Real good. Not a fast retrieve on this either. Just hopefully. There's a tree. Oh, that's it. Scared me. Scared me. You can work this if you want, like a jerk bait, kind of in a jerk bait design, except it's jointed and it's got that paddle tail on it. So they don't have, I mean, it has enough action all by itself. The slower we go, low, the shallower it is. So a lot of trees under us right now. So you really don't want it to go too shallow or too deep. Pause. Play with the presentation. That's still. Okay. guys can at least see me. This is a good area for smallies and largemouths to sort of commingle. It's weird. See, now those are largemouths following it. They're just babies, though. Look at these. I mean, there are literally three of them. I just stopped it right in front of me, and they're just coming up to it, inspecting it. Go figure. I don't want them. I want mama, papa, or older brother or cousin. I don't care. Give me some poundage. It's one of those baits you're going to lose in all this debris. I hate that. I always pay more, but you know, especially on light line like this. I literally can just leave it here, and there are bass coming up to it right here. There is a good half a dozen baby bass right here, all largemouth. I can just leave it, and they'll just come and visit it. It's crazy. I don't want them though. We want big ones. You guys saw me catch a dink. Play with the presentation a little bit and do a little pausing on retrieve. You see if you can get some attention by something a little bit bigger than these lake dinks. So funny. I mean, I can just leave it here and they'll just come up to it. Other big beast I hooked into a little farther down the shoreline. So man, if I catch a beast on this rod and land it, that's one for the books. That'd be a featured video forever. Because it's is a medium rod, fast action, and light lines. I forgot what I put on it. It's probably 8 pound. And I always use fluoro. I don't use mono if or my clear line. Good drop off right along the shoreline there. Hoping that there's a big boy right along there someplace. Oh, dang it. Oh, we got to unhook it. I cast right over a branch in the water, not in a tree. Oh, there we go. We loosened it. We loosened it. All right, good. Ah, missed it by that much. About 8 inches. You know, every rod casts differently. So this one, I'm getting used to it. Again, I don't think I've ever fished with this rod. And this is a Lose combo custom XP speed stick, reel and rod. So it's still got the plastic on it on the butt. It's got a plastic butt, condom on its butt. This is about where I hooked into that other beast. Knew why I didn't land him. I just didn't have, I wasn't ready to, I wasn't loaded up to set the hook on. My tip was way too far up. I went to set the hook and I almost fell on my back. Mind you, I would have reeled that baby in if I was swimming. Great video. That's a great bait. Man, I'd bite that. If I was a fish, I'd bite this. Every bait I paint, I say that. I'm ready. I'm right up in this tree. Tip. I know, tips up. But you do that in order to keep a shallow. Keep the butt in your chest so you can set the hook. Riveting TV today. Just riveting. Ah, well, maybe I'll go crappie fishing. Catch a bunch of dinks in Rainbow Bay. Although he did say he hooked that 14 pounder or so in Rainbow Bay. So you just don't know. That's why you fish. You just don't know where the big ones are going to hit or where all the fish are. I mean, all the babies are over here, but this bait is bigger than the babies. Docks. There's a deer. Deer in front of that yellow, you know, play toys over there. There he goes. Going up the hill right now. We got a lot of wild, a lot of deer, a lot of raccoons. We have some bears too. Behind by that yellow, big yellow thing that's in the trees. Did I? Oh, oh I did. You guys can watch the deer while I unhook my bait from the stock. Around this pole. Probably scared the deer. Deer's right there still. You guys see the deer? There it is. All right, all right. Get a big old long pole. Hey, Mama dear. Mama dear. I almost hit a baby deer on the way fishing this morning. Yes, for having breakfast. Hi. I don't know. When you're not catching, it's all guesswork. In 71-degree water, it's gotten a little warmer. Mm, it looked like a good hook set, so there's a little bit of a drop off right along the shoreline here. That's where I got him. Figures. See, that's what happens. Yeah, get a dead zone and catch a fish. Everybody close your eyes so I can catch a fish. And you can see it afterwards. Oh, there we go. Oh, damn it. Shoot. It's perfect. It's a perfect shot. And he was right where I thought he would be. All right, let's try it again. Let's hear these guys. People got a lot of toys. Sailboat, ski boat, sea view. Lots of toys. And so they're a YOLO. I always loved sailboats though. Got a pedal boat too. A little bit of everything here. And a bar. I got a bar. Keep that locked up. These crazy kids think they can get a freebie. Sort of a gradual drop off there. And you look for watercolor changes, and you see the rocks, and then all of a sudden it goes dark. There's a drop off there. Again, fish like They gotta like your bait at the same time. Nope, you didn't hit it. If there's one there. These guys got a Hobie cat. How often you see a Hobie cat? They got a nice little weekender and they've got a Hobie cat. Nice little hubby here. Try to cast it right there and then slide. If I can do it. Perfect. I wanted it. Lots of toys. See, actually, a cool jet ski, the real ones. They got a wet bike, a jet ski, a wave boat, and a ski boat. A little bit of everything. Oh, spot there too. So let's work this retrieve and toss it over to the root stock over there. Tree, it's got some low hanging branches. Good. Also, these people, they own the home, but they don't own the land, and they have to abide by an HOA, which is a pain in the butt. Oh, I hate HOA. Who would try my Christian patience. And a lot of branches. Let me see if I can't get this hand over there. Good. Come on. Hey, look at those branches. Those are good branches. I, I nailed it. Got it right underneath them. There's by that noodle. That blue noodle. Ah, see, that's perfect. Have a fish. That should be a fish, right? Right by that noodle. Mm. Usually pretty good at knowing. Today's not one of those days. Get a few, go home happy, I guess. Like I said, I can do some crappie fishing. I did bring some crappie lures. In fact, let's try one. There's a lot of crappie on the site. So we're going to take this guy off, this top water, and we're switching species. We're going to switch over to crappie. Now this is a very small little hard bait. Wait till I show it to you. That's it. Okay. So I'm gonna put that on here. I gotta learn this bait a little bit. This is where I'll see a beast underneath me. Watch. That's the way it works. Okay, let's look at it. Oh, nice slow retrieve will do good on this. We're just gonna go over here. Oh, look at that. Oh, we had a bite right away. You gotta go real slow retrieve, not real fast, not medium. And I got it. It's really light. So we're switching species here. We're going to go with a crappie and probably catch a perch too. I know, I know. But you're a bass fisherman. This thing is not casting. I mean, this is not an ultralight rod, all right? A light rod. This is a very light lure. We're just pulling it in really slow. And it is messed up. See something here. Neat. God, I'm not a modified version of that. But we're going to put a swivel on it. And this is Mule Fishing's Bronco bill, or Bronco blade. So we're going to add this. Adds a whole lot more flash to it. It's a 50-50 shot on how to put this thing on. So I always mess up the first time. And then I forget how I did it the first time. I did it right the first time. Okay, so now what I've done with this is that I've added a blade to it. These Bronco blades are awesome. Yeah. All right, adds a little bit of weight to it, and I get a much better cast. We're just going to pull this in. We're going to let it sink. We got to let it sink. It's a really light bait. Let it sink for about 5 seconds. And then reel it. Oh, there we go. Is that a fish? No, I cut something on the bottom. Let's see if I can't get it up. The blade. There, we got it. Oh, there's a lot of tree limbs down here. That's what we got caught on. It's a tree. A lot of trees down here. Ah, over here. Now, this can double as a bass lure too. I mean, with the blade on it, because it gives it a bass spinner look. So let's see. This thing. Kind of shooting for crappie right now. This is a good crappie jig. The boat house looks like a fall. You have to slow this thing down a lot. This blade requires very little momentum. Good morning. I'm good. How about yourself? Oh, you do? All right. I'll no, I'll go around. I didn't see him. Yeah. Well, you can't see him. That's why I thought I better warn people. Yeah. How you doing? I'm good. It's a beautiful day. I mean, you have this hard drop off right here. It's like 37 feet right here. Yeah, you have a really hard drop off. So I don't see a whole lot of fish down there. There's one. Yeah, there's not a lot. So, well, I figured I switched over to a crappie setup. So you do have a lot of crappie. Yeah. So figured I'll catch some. Your boathouse looks like it's going to fall in. Oh no. You're not doing well yet, huh? It's teetering. That is I mean, we've had a lot of water this year too, so so how you been? Good. Ah. Do you have to bring that in during the winter? Pull it out? Oh, really? I would think with the freeze, the lake freezes. Yeah, that part. Oh, yeah, I'm sure that's got a leak in the pipe too. The duct sealing pipe, the air pipe. And then reducting if that doesn't solve by low pressure. Only the pressure's not going enough to get up the hill. It's got a long way to get up there. Yeah, that's not for me. No, I know. I don't have the lung capacity for that. I, then if you add like a smoky day, then oh yeah. Well, we have a lot of smoke today. Yeah. I think it's coming from the valley. It's not the basin looks good. So I came up here and all of a sudden this is probably from a fire over in the valley. Yeah, it's extreme 3 right now is our fire condition. Yeah, so people should not be using firewood right now. And they're just, but they are. They're campers. I just saw it Friday, so it's still a 3. So, but yeah, I don't know. Trying to figure out these bass today. I got a few on top water, but yeah, well, there's a ton of those. We're That's what this guy's for. This guy, see this guy, he's for the big boys. So yeah, yeah. No, this guy. If there's a big one down here, Yeah, this guy right here. But I have to watch out for the eagles because they'll die. They'll die. This thing looks like a. Oh, there was a hit there. Exactly. And the small fish will try to hit it. Yeah. But it's just way too big. I ordered some better hooks for it because I hooked into some two monsters up there last week, and I lost them both. Oh, no. One had to be a 10 plus pounder, and another one 7 plus. They were huge. Past the cabins, there was two different spots, yeah. And so these are good hooks, but I'm changing the shape of the hook a little bit with a much higher quality, and so hopefully I can get a if I get another hit like that, I can keep them on there. We think a buddy of mine Saturday hooked into what he thinks is a 14 pounder, so he lost it at the boat, but we really think we've got a state record bass in this lake. Yeah, so I would love to catch a state record bass on one of my baits. Well, you measure it, you weigh it, and you measure the girth, and of course catalog it on video and whatnot. And then we report it with all the necessary measurements, and hopefully, this bait right here has been fantastic. And like I said, I've got some new hooks coming in tomorrow, and it's I think with better hooks, I think I can hold on to a fish. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, I've got another one I painted in here. It looks like a rainbow trout, and some 50. That's what I sell them for. They're $50 retail because it's patterned after a very very good bait, and but mine's custom painted, and there's store painted, machine painted. Oh, now do you ever lose one? Yeah, yeah, I do. I would think that. But customers who buy it, they're afraid to throw it. I know. That's what they really are. They're afraid to throw that thing, and but you pay $50 to catch a big fish, and this thing has caught a lot of big fish. So but these monsters, these 7, 10, 14 pounders, they're so strong, and they shake. They shake so well. Oh, dang it. I forgot you had lines in. I forgot you had lines in. I crossed it. That's all right. I'll get around it. I forgot. Well, they're not real obvious. Can I do something here? Nope, I got it. I'm not crossing it now. I just had to get on the other side before my bait went underneath it. That's all right. I just forgot. I just forgot. Before it falls in? When we inherited it, it's still just. I think it's great. I mean, what I love about the people here is that it's very multi-generational. There's one house down the way, really nice people, but in their house, everybody who's walked into it has signed this wall. So for 70 years, they've got their great grandparents' signatures on there. I mean, it's just, and everybody that's ever walked in their house, it's, it is very cool. And so, they invited me up once, and I signed the wall. Yeah, this cabin was in the family for a long time. Not my family or my husband's family.
friend of the family.
Yeah.
And the original owners, their daughter, married he was the pastor of the church in Eureka, California, where my husband was from. And so my husband hasn't been up here since he was like 15 years old. You know, it wasn't a family cabin; it was a family friend cabin. So yeah, when we inherited it, because they had a son and a daughter that didn't get along. So when everyone
That's a
passed,
shame.
I know. So when everyone
I mean,
passed,
I have an idiot brother, but he's an idiot.
I have too many sisters. But anyways, he didn't want to have to deal with sharing the cabin with her. She bought him out of the cabin, and then she never married and never had kids. And she always liked our family, and I didn't even really know her very well. She was more a friend of Tim's sister, but it was
so she willed it to you guys.
she willed all everything she had, and she had some money and a nice house in Bedford and tons of antiques and storage, and it all went to a local charity.
Well, that's nice.
Except for the cabin. The charity wanted the cabin too, but she wanted it to. We weren't family, but she wanted to stay. I think with somebody that had a family like us.
Right.
Because Tim's sister is older and she doesn't have kids. So I think that's why she kind of picked Tim.
Well, I don't blame people for not having kids. They're a lot of work.
Oh, I know, right?
They're a lot of work, and I just, you know, I love my kids, but they're a lot of work.
Well, I have one sister that I'm so glad she never had kids because. But as far as handing down, that's what all these.
Well, my sister, and my brother are grandparents. Kathy and I, we waited a long time to have kids. So we were married 13 years before we decided to say, all right, because clock was ticking, I guess.
Yeah, I had the tick.
So so we just 13 years. I mean, and then so we have three. Russell, he's my 18-year-old. He works in the lodge as a dishwasher, and he turned in his 2 weeks notice because he's gonna go to school, back to school, to college and get something. And as long as he's going to college, we'll support him.
Yeah.
And then my daughter, my oldest is getting a bachelor's degree right now, and Kathy's my wife went back to school to get a bachelor's degree.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, I retire and everybody's going to school. Then my youngest, she's 15, and she's 15-year-old girl.
Yeah.
If I knew 15-year-old girls were that weird, I wouldn't have dated one when I was 15. I mean, they're just crazy.
I know. I always told I had twin boys, and when they were in high school, I said, stick to your friends. Make your friends your priority because there's such a push on 15-year-olds. And of course, this is 15 years ago when they were 15, but there was such a horrible push between the ages of like 11 and 15, to have a boyfriend and all this stuff. So my boys said they never really ever had a girlfriend. I just said, your friends are going to be with you for your whole life.
My oldest, she's 22. She's never dated at all, and I'm fine with that.
Oh, one of my sons never dated either. He's just.
I'm fine with that. I mean, I don't think a boy's good enough for my kids anyway. And then Russell, he's so shy.
Yeah,
he's 6.5 feet tall, and he's very, 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 very quiet.
That's my
and the girls love him in the lodge, but they'll give him a hug or whatever, and he won't reciprocate. He's a very shy young man.
We need all types, right?
Yeah, and I like that.
Yeah.
I don't need him to not be shy.
Yeah, that's what I say about Connor.
Because he's a good-looking kid, brown hair, blue eyes,
And they're such good companions. Like for me, like Connor's such a good companion. He's so easy, and he's such a good companion. And I'm like, oh, it'd be nice someday if he finds a companion. That's not his
Sure.
mom, like, and get married. And he has some really good friends that
In time, it'll
both
happen.
married, but I don't ever worry. I never worried about them dating or pushing
Yeah.
it.
Well, see, I think Becca is a lot. My oldest is a lot like Jade. Remember, Jade over in the. She's got no hair, real cute.
If they ever go to the lodge.
Oh, she's in the marina. But Jade is probably the best employee that the resort has, and Rebecca and Jade are two peas in a pod, and it's
So
it's fine.
Yeah, one of the gals when I met you that day was that Jade.
That was Jade.
Okay, yeah,
Short,
very
bald,
personable.
very short hair
Oh,
on her head, and looks like Sinead O'Connor.
oh,
Beautiful.
poor Sinead.
Yeah, well, you don't live forever. How old was she? 80? She was up there.
She had a young son.
She was in the 70s at least.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, she was up there, but you don't
yeah,
live forever.
I know.
I do. I tell my kids I do. I'm gonna live forever. I don't worry about it. If I die, I'll come back, which I've done twice. So I told him, it says, your dad's Star Lord. It's like I'm half alien.
The count 9 lives.
I've used them all up. They're gone. Now I'm on alien life.
Oh, good for you for bouncing back. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll go over to Rainbow Bay is hitting off so much better than on this side of the lake.
Oh, really?
Rainbow Bay's hitting so much better.
A bass?
Yeah. And I'll go. That's where he caught that. That's where he hooked in that 14-pounder. Was over there. I hooked in the 7 and 10-pounder over here, but he hooked that 14-pounder over there. So I might just throw that guy out there, catch some crappie. Yeah, it's a lazy day.
See the big bass. We got the cabin about 8 years ago.
They're here.
And I mean,
They're still here.
See them especially
I mean,
there. But
between him and I, we've been hooking some huge ones, and we just haven't landed. They're so strong.
Yeah.
Their mouths are this big, and they just are so strong. I mean, that big one, that 10-pounder plus, I don't know how I lost them. So that's why I'm going to put new hooks on this, because better hooks, because I had him. I saw him. He hit it. I set the hook right. I did everything right, and he still was able to shake it out. So I'm going to put some better hooks on here, and see, there's this other.
So they don't break the line and get away. They just shake it off, shake the hook off.
That's a 50-pound test on that.
Oh,
he's not going to break that line.
Oh.
So here's the same bait, just painted as a rainbow trout.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So that's the same bait. 7.5-inch wake bait, sticks on top and splashes.
So when they get hooked, do they get hooked on both of them, or usually just one of them?
Oh,
yeah.
But they're really good at shaking. So I ordered bigger hooks. So these are 2s. So I went 2 sizes up on the hook and a better hook. I don't know if the hooks are going to foul. That's my problem. Sometimes when you cast them, the hooks catch on each other. So I might just put the big hook up front and leave this hook in the back. I could put 2 different size hooks on the bait. So
Well, it looks like
let's see.
You're on a beautiful day for fishing.
Yeah, the last 2, Friday and Saturday, were so windy.
Oh, I know. My son is a pilot. He had a long overnight in Medford.
Because of the wind?
The night before last, and so I brought him up here. And he was freezing. The wind was cold.
Yep.
And oh my gosh, it was so funny. So then he comes up to have fun, and I had him working on the pump the whole time.
Oh no,
Climbing the
poor
pump
kid.
and trying to get it working, and finally he's like, I got to go back flying airplanes.
I got to go fly an airplane. Gotta get out of here.
Oh.
I have got new rod holders for this boat coming tomorrow. So we're going to redesign my rod holder situation. So I ain't gonna. Yeah, they're all gonna lay down.
Oh, okay. I know we finally
These are my new rod holders. We're going to lay them down.
kind of
And
finally got this figured out because
PVC is a great thing. Love PVC. Yeah.
yeah, so that's been nice.
Well, all you got, yeah, just, I don't know. I didn't see any fish out there.
Yeah.
Last time I went by, I saw fish out there. And
Yeah.
water's warm. It's 72 degrees.
Oh wow.
So it's warming up. Did you see that steamboat on Saturday?
Oh, I was going into town, but I heard it.
I
Dang, and
put it on my YouTube channel. It was just,
all day pretty much, and then
it was so cool. I never seen one on a lake. And then I told a buddy, he goes, was that Mark? I go, well, no, because Mark would have stopped over and said hi to me. He goes, Mark's got a steamboat. I go, that is so cool. How many people own a steamboat in this area?
well, 4th of July, usually the tugboat or whatever, the steamboat
Yeah.
makes that.
Yeah.
Usually it leads the
Sounds like
parade of boats around on 4th of July, but this year it was such a weird parade because there was no tugboat.
I don't stay up that late.
And so
I left on 4th of July at 11 in the morning.
Oh,
It was getting crazy on the lake. And people don't, some of these people, they'll try to create wakes for small boats and try to tip us or something.
oh, I know people are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One
Especially
time I was in my kayak, I had my oxygen, and somebody circled me, and it was like, what are you, crazy? And it's like, my oxygen device is thousands of dollars. You don't want to try to tip me. No, you don't try to tip a dude on oxygen in a kayak. That is just cruel.
people are nuts on even on this little boat, like we'll be down there fishing and Connor will be up, putting the anchor up,
Right.
tottering on the edge of the boat, and then they come by their wake boats,
Right.
and I'm like, you've got the whole freaking lake. You're gonna go try to topple my son who's trying to pull the anchor up. Just probably everything.
Some of these people aren't in the right mind.
Yeah. And it's funny too, this buoy really attracts people for some reason. I don't know.
Well, it's a good drop off right here. So usually this from here down is a good trolling. So a lot of people start trolling here on down because this drop off is really harsh. It's like a cliff underneath you.
It's funny you see them come, and then the wakeboarders, they always want to try their jumps and stuff like right here too. So people are always, crashing in the waves, and then they keep trying to get up. So
see that guy? That guy's not too bright. Standing on the skirt on the back. If he falls in, he's dead. That motor chew him up. They don't think. Last year I was on the skirt up front and it was windy and Jade was parking the boat and I was on the skirt and I went to jump off. She hit the dock, it threw me and it broke my sternum.
What?
My chest hit the dock last year and my sternum broke. I know. There's nothing you can do about that too, by the way. You just got to wait. I'm in the water. It's like, I get up out of the water and I was like, oh.
For long or anything.
No, it wasn't a clean break. But yeah, cracked right across and try to get an x-ray of that is really hard too, especially for a fat guy. So
well, that's what happens during CPR, right?
They can fracture your sternum.
But then it just heals. I didn't know it just healed.
There's nothing you can do about it. Can't cast it. You can't do anything. You just wait. Yeah, okay. It takes a long time. And then I just tell everybody that Jade almost killed me. So she hates that. Because it was your fault. I go, you hit the dock.
Like one time I had the kayak here and I was getting in and I didn't, another kayaker came like right behind me and I heard, and just as I was like putting my foot in to get in, which I had been doing, she yelled out, "Oh, you're getting in so gracefully!" And then I went,
"Oh no!" People do that.
Out of me, and then I went and twirled the boat under.